Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I welcome everyone.
Walaikum Assalam. Thank you.
Walaikum Assalam, sir. Welcome.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम। वालेकुम अस्सलाम सर।
आ गया।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम वरहमतुल्लाह।
السلام عليكم ورحمة
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Okay, we will start now. The purpose of today's meeting is to know about PMP. So I will try to address all the questions, inshallah. So during the presentation, whoever has any question related to that context, you can ask me, and some out of context questions you can ask me at the end of the lecture, inshallah. So hopefully we will finish maybe by 9:30, maybe next 2.5 hours. In between, we will inshallah take a break also, like 10 minutes break. This is going to be the schedule of the full course. We are starting from Friday, inshallah, 7th of February. It will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday and Saturday, it will be 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And on Sunday, it will be 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. inshallah. This is the fee of the full course. We can discuss about it later. There are good discounts also. My introduction. My name is Abu Bakr Ehsan. I have done bachelor's in computer science, master's in information technology. I am from Pakistan, Lahore. Plus, I have done some certifications related to project management. First of all, PMP for which we are here in this session today. And luckily, I was uh, among the first few people in Pakistan who did PMP back in 2005. At that time, I think only less than 50 people were there who were certified from Pakistan. Then after PMP, there are different options available. I did risk management professional, RMP specialization and project management in the field of risk management. And then agile certification also ACP. Then Six Sigma, Green Belt and Black Belt. These are related to quality, field or business process improvement or perfection. More than 25 years of working and project management experience. And currently I'm working as a consultant with Deloitte, Saudi Arabia. So far, I have conducted more than 200 PMP workshops and with more than 14,000 engineers and managers just like you. My email address and my WhatsApp number is given here. So in case you want to contact me, for me, the easiest preferable mode is WhatsApp only. I do not attend calls. So if you are calling me and I'm not attending, so just ignore that. Please just communicate to me on WhatsApp, text messages or audio messages. Once again, this is the schedule of the full course, and just one change on the last day, in the last week. Instead of Sunday, I've changed it to Thursday, just because of the reason maybe all of you know that on 23rd there is a match between Pakistan and India. So that is an important event. So that's why I changed the session from Sunday to Thursday. Some of my recent sessions I conducted online and offline. This was my last PMP. So generally I conduct PMP courses after a gap of 3 to 4 months. So if you miss this session, which is starting next week from Friday, inshallah, you can expect that maybe my next session could be in June or July, right? So if you miss this one, live course, either you will have to wait till June or July, or you can attend recorded lectures in between. This was in 2023 December. This was in June last year. This was when I was conducting offline courses on site, on premises. This is Riaz. I had an institute academy in Riyadh at that time before COVID. This is KFUPM, King Fahd University of Petroleum and Mineral Sciences. I conduct corporate courses also. This is STC Mursalat Head Office. This is National Petroleum Yambo. This is KFCA King Fahd Causeway Authority, the bridge between Khobar and Bahrain. Okay, now starting with the introduction, basic introduction about the requirements of PMP. Who can do PMP? What are the prerequisites? So first slide on the knowledge of PMP. So you can become PMP if you have experience plus you have attended a project management training. These are the two prerequisites in order to apply for the exam of PMP. So first I will explain you the experience requirement. In the experience requirement, there are two categories. If you have 4 years degree or above, means 16-year education or PhD or postgraduate or double PhD, whatever, you need minimum 3 years of projects related experience in order to apply for the exam. Or in case you do not have 4 years bachelor's degree, you have 3 years degree, you have diploma, you are metric, you are A levels, whatever you are, you can still apply for the PMP exam, but your experience requirement will become 5 years instead of 3 years. Anyone in this room has any confusion on this point of experience, please feel free to ask me, but one by one only. Please go ahead. Any question from anyone on this experience related thing?
Sir, actually, I have a question here.
Yeah.
Is this necessary you have 3 year experience related to project management or any other role?
Here I have mentioned projects, not necessary project management,
Okay.
right? Now, let me explain this point. The way PMI, what is PMI? Anyone knows what is PMI?
Project Management Institute.
Project Management Institute. And what is the relationship between PMI and PMP?
Is it professional and which is initiated?
PMI is
PMI
the
is the
governing body of this certification PMP, right? This is a very common question. So be very clear about that. There are many other certifications like ISO, Six Sigma, many other certifications in the world which are offered by multiple bodies. But remember, PMP is offered only and only and only by PMI. No one else in the world is giving PMP, right? Okay. Now, the way PMI defines project management, they say under project management, you have 5 stages: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. So whatever you do on a project, you name any activity on a project, it comes under one of these 5. So in this way, when you are writing your project descriptions for the application of the exam, whatever role you have performed on the project, it comes under project management automatically. Any other question from anyone, please?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
Sir, if I have this diploma of associate engineer after matriculation,
Yeah.
so is this also eligible to
Yes,
apply for?
but you will need 5 years experience,
Oh, thank you.
right?
Abu
Any?
Bakr, Assalamu alaikum. My
Walaikum
name is
salam.
Asim Muhammad.
Welcome.
Yeah, basically, my profession is mechanical engineer, which I hold a degree of about 4 years,
Right.
and currently I'm working as a sales engineer. So, can you please tell me, is this suitable, this course for me, and how it will be beneficial for me? Because I'm
So
from the sales background.
right now, I requested that please ask questions related to the context only, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have
Okay.
a slide, what is the benefit? So
Mm-hmm.
when we come to that, decide it yourself,
Okay.
right? Remember, I will not convince anyone that this course is very good for you. Please do it. No,
Mm-hmm.
you have to decide. You have to check around you that is PMP important for you? Is it valuable for you? If yes, most welcome. I am going to teach it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So during the session, try to observe how we can do PMP, what it includes. And
I see.
very little we will cover that what is the benefit of PMP. Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not here to convince you to do PMP.
Okay.
I am only here to introduce you about PMP,
I see.
right? Short
So,
answer, yes, it is very good for everyone. You
okay.
do it now or you do it after 2 years, you do it after 5 years. It's up to you. Sooner
Okay.
you do it, better for you, right? Any other question related to the experience requirement?
Yes, I have one question.
One by one, please. Yes.
Is there any need to show a documented or proven experience
Yes.
to
I will,
attend
I
PMP?
have a slide for that. Just give me a few minutes. I will come to that particular point.
Okay,
Yes, please. Any other
thank you.
question? This 3 year, 5 year, clear to everyone? Any confusion? Okay,
Yes, sir, clear.
let me explain a little more. Let's say, if I ask you one question, who has the highest number of years of experience in this classroom right now, today? Anyone with more than 20 years?
No.
No
No,
one?
sir.
Yes, I have.
What's your good name?
I'm Kashif Zahir Alvi.
Kashif.
I'm
Okay.
CEO
Yes.
from Pakistan, EPCON, Experts Engineering Procurement Construction Private Limited. Thank you.
Okay. How much is your experience total overall?
I have 21 years experience. I
21 years.
graduated in 2003.
MashaAllah. Okay. I am taking example of Kashif just to explain you some important points here. That let's say Mr. Kashif is entering his application for PMP exam. And where to enter? I have written here already. This is the website www.pmi.org. Remember, any time in future, whenever you have to apply for the exam, you will do it directly without my involvement. You do not need to contact me in order to apply for the exam. Directly you go on website www.pmi.org. Now, on this website, you will enter your basic information. You will make an account there. You will enter your qualification, experience, and training details. Now, let's say Mr. Kashif is entering his experience. He has 21 years of experience. He does not need to enter all 21 years. He only needs to enter 3 years. Means you do not need to enter 100% of the experience. You need to only mention selected 3 years of your choice. But one condition here, one restriction here from PMI, that it has to be only within latest 8 years. Any experience before 8 years is not acceptable. For example, Mr. Kashif is filling his application in next month, March 2025. So any experience within March 2017 up till March 2025, he is allowed to enter. If he enters any project of 2005, 2010, 2015, it will not be accepted. But within 2017 up till 2025, it could be any 3 years, multiple projects possible, single project possible, multiple companies, single company, multiple countries, single country, gaps, continues, everything is acceptable. Is this point clear to everyone? Any questions from anyone?
Yeah, it's clear. Sure.
Okay. So this is the first thing, which is experience. Now, one very common question here, that I do not have 3 years experience. What should I do? Right? So remember, as PMP is a good knowledge for you, all everyone, it helps you in your career. If you are not qualified, what are the options you have? What are the alternates you have? First, easiest thing is, even if you are not qualified for the exam, you do not have 3 years experience, you have 1 year experience, you have 2 years experience, you are a fresh graduate, right? So you can at least attend the training. One option. Second option, there is a junior version of PMP offered by same governing body PMI. There is a junior version of PMP, means it's a good knowledge. Everyone can take benefit from that, but exam wise only those people can give the exam who have minimum 3 years of experience. But in case someone with lesser experience is also interested in the knowledge, he can take the training, same training of PMP. He can apply for CAPM, Certified Associate in Project Management. This is like a junior version of PMP. So if anyone does not have enough experience, or maybe your relative, your kids, your family members, anyone is interested, he can still apply, learn, attend the training, and either wait till he has or he or she has enough experience, or give the CAPM exam. Any question or confusion? CAPM exam will be much easier than PMP exam. Fees will be slightly lesser. Exam fee. Second requirement is the training requirement. So if you attend training from me, if you attend training from anyone else, any other trainer, it is acceptable by PM. Training quality could be different, but exam wise, every certificate is acceptable by PMI in order to apply for the exam. After these two things, you can submit your application, you can pay for the exam fee, you can schedule the exam date, you can appear in the exam. It's only one test, 230 minutes, 180 questions. All questions are objective type questions. Result is given to you immediately on the spot. After you finish the exam, your result is given to you, pass or fail. Any question on this slide from anyone, please?
Uh, sorry, sir, I want to ask that just little bit just late. So either you have to experience 8 years or a 4 year degree.
No,
Could
no.
you please just
You can watch the recording again. It will be difficult for me to repeat it. So what
okay?
you can do after the session tomorrow, you have this number with you, right? This is my WhatsApp number. Send me a message. I will share the recording and the PDF with everyone. Whoever sends me a message, I will share the recording link plus the PDF of these slides also, right?
Okay.
Why I should not repeat actually? After 5 minutes, another person will come. He will say, I joined late, please repeat. So this is not fair with others who came on time, right? So that's why I prefer if you contact me tomorrow, I will share the recording with you. You can watch it again, right? Any other question, please?
Well, thank you. My question is
Yeah.
related to the training. There is a 35 PDUs contact hours.
Right.
Is it also applicable to the LinkedIn course of training? Can the LinkedIn course can be of the training can be applied
Any
and
project management related training is acceptable, right? But maybe the course contents might not be exactly in the way you will get questions in the exam, right? So maybe acceptance wise, exam application wise, LinkedIn training of project management might be acceptable, but maybe the course contents are not according to the latest syllabus of PMI. Even my students, many of my students, even in this session also, which is starting from 7th of Feb, there are multiple candidates who have already attended my courses in past and their certificates are valid, still valid. There is no expiry of the training certificate. Even after 10 years, you can give exam on the basis of same training certificate. But what happens? The course changes in between after a few years, and also people forget everything after a few years. So that's why, as a refresher, to know the latest course topics, they attend the training again. So it's not only a matter of acceptance or not accepted. Acceptance wise, yes, LinkedIn project management training is acceptable for the application of exam, but maybe still you need a PMP focused training even in that case. I hope it answers your question. Any other question, please?
all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question on this slide before I move forward?
Sir, the exam will be online, computer-based exam there will be, or any other type exam is there?
Paper-based exam is available but not recommended. They are only offering it in those areas where there is no exam center near you, even in maybe 200-300 kilometers distance. Then online exam is available from prometric centers, from test centers also, and from your home also. But I strongly recommend that please give the exams from test centers. Do not give exams from home. There are reasons, there are bad experiences. I will explain it in the detail later on. But my recommendation, only book your exams in the exam centers. Every major city, every big city has multiple exam centers. Wherever you are, every major city has exam centers. You can easily find dates available after your application is accepted. Any other question, please?
Sir, I want to ask a question. In order to apply for the exam, a person need to have both the condition. Is that what you said,
Both
sir? Both
experience
experience
and training. Both.
and training, right? Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other question, please? Okay, now someone asked that do we need to provide any documents? Yes. This is called as PMI audit. Whoever submits the application, remember when you are filling your application at the first round, in the first round, you do not need to upload any documents. You do not need to upload any documents in the first round. You just need to enter the information that from this university I did master's graduation, from this institute I did training of PMP. In these 3, 4, 5, 1 companies I did my work related to the projects. You will just enter the information without uploading anything. After you submit, 10% of the applications, it's just like you go to the airport, there are many passengers going in the front of the customs staff. They randomly or casually select any of few people, few passengers that please show us your luggage. So this is the same concept. They randomly select 10% of the applications for the audit process. In case your application is picked for the audit, then you have to provide 4 additional things. Number 1, education certificates, degree or transcript. Number 2, experience letters of those selected 3 years or 5 years which you have mentioned in the application. Not 100%. Email contact or of the supervisors that you have mentioned in these 3 years related projects, and PMI will contact them. And number 4, training certificate copy. So these are the 4 things required in case your application comes in the audit process. Any question or confusion?
Sir, I want to ask about the supervisor email. Is official email is required or just Gmail or Yahoo email is
Doesn't
enough?
matter. See, it is possible that that person has changed the company as well, right?
Okay.
So his
So
official
email,
address will change. So that is not important or critical. That is official company domain email or any web email.
Gmail. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Any other question, confusion?
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, please.
Related to this, see this training certificate, it will be provided by you, and we have to upload if our application come in audit process.
Right.
So it means we can register now for the exam.
No. See, you have to enter the information of the education
So,
plus the
so
experience
during application process
plus
of the
the
document.
training also, that from this date to this date from this institute I have attended a training. Additionally, if it comes in the audit, then you have to provide them the certificate also, right? So before the training finishes, you cannot submit the application.
Yes, understood. Understood.
Any other question, please? So it's a computer-based exam. You shall select an exam center, 180 questions, MCQs, fill in the blanks, mapping definitions, drag and drop. Total time is 230 minutes. On average, you have 76 seconds to answer each question, but it is purely your choice that how much time you want to spend on each question. You want to spend 5 seconds, answer it, press next. It will show you the next question. You want to spend 3 minutes on that, it's your choice. So there is no restriction that within these fixed number of seconds you have to answer the question. Any question on this point? There is no negative marking, and there are 2 breaks available in the exam. So exam will come in sets of 3 questions. Please do not send me questions on the chat because it is difficult for me to read the chat in with concentration because I'm busy on explaining the slides. So there will be 3 sets, set A, set B, and set C. Each set will be of 60 questions. So after you finish set 1, there will be 10 minutes break. You can go outside, go to washroom, have tea, coffee, then come back again within 10 minutes. After that, set 2 will start. Now when the set 2 will start, you cannot go back to the questions of set A. You cannot see it, you cannot change it. But set B, you can move forward, backward, you can keep changing the answers also. You can skip the questions also, it's your choice. But you cannot go to set A, you cannot go to set C. Once again, when set B is finished, again there is a possible option of 10 minutes break. If you do not want, continue the next set. Then set C
Once
will
you skip
start,
the question,
right? In this way, you can complete. Yes, please.
once you skip the question, you can come back and do it
Yeah,
again during the chapter.
you can come back. You can go forward, backward, but only within that set only.
Okay, thank
Yeah. Any other question, confusion from anyone?
Is there any time duration for set A 60 questions to complete within
No.
that time frame?
You have total 230 minutes.
230 minutes, okay.
Out of 180 questions, 5 questions are considered as pre-test questions. They have zero weightage. Means, regardless your answer is right or wrong or you left it blank, doesn't matter. So, these are trial questions for the future exams. But remember, for you, it is not possible to determine is it a pre-test question or not. So, as there is no indication, you do not know that answering this question has no value. So, you will try your best. You will treat it equally as other questions, right? So 180 questions, out of that 5 questions have zero weightage. So your final score will come only on the basis of 175 questions. Roughly, your passing percentage is between 60 to 75%. There is no official statement on that. There is no statement from PMI that how much is the passing criteria. They decide you pass or fail, and even in the result they share with you, they do not give you any numbers. Numbers means quantitative assessment, that you scored 60%, you scored 80%, you scored 90%, passed. No, they just tell you overall score, overall result, not score, not in terms of numbers. So how the result is shared with you, once you finish the exam, on the screen, your overall result is shown as pass or fail. And once you come outside of the lab attendant, he will give you a printout. On that printout, you will be uh, able to see the exam will ask you questions from 3 domains: people, process, and business. And the number of questions are fixed from each area. 42% questions will come from people domain, 50% of the questions will come from process domain, and 8% of the questions will come from business domain. But remember, these are not sets, set A, set B, set C. There is no sequence in the sets. Questions from any area can come in set A or B or C. So they tell you that in the people domain, were you above target or on target or below target? Similarly, on process domain and business domain. This is the result you get. You do not get any numbers from PMI. Any question or confusion?
Yes, sir. Here you mentioned about the target, but previously you said that we don't know what is it is 65% or 75%. So how we will know out of 180 questions how
No,
we are
no, this is
supposed to
this is
pass?
I'm telling you. You will not know. You will not know. I am just sharing a rough idea with you that when you are doing the exam preparation, when you are doing the dummy exams, target roughly 80 to 90% marks in the dummy exams, practice exams. In the real exams, maybe you can expect that the real exam might be 20% extra difficult than the practice exams, right? So on the basis of that, it's just a guesswork only. That the people who are comfortably getting 80-90% marks in the dummy exams, in the simulation exams, they generally pass the real exam in first attempt. So this is just a guesswork that maybe the percentage of the real exam passing percentage is between 60 to 70%. But this is just a guess only. It's not official statement from PMI. Any question, confusion?
Sir, during exam, we can use any tools like AI tools or computer-based tools like this
No,
one.
no, this is not that easy exam. No such option available. Even the calculator, you cannot take your calculator. They will provide you calculator within the exam software. Plus, even you
Sir, you have
cannot take blank papers with you. They will provide you blank papers or erasable white sheets during the exam that you can use. Yes, please.
Sir, sorry, sir, you have mentioned that if possible, you can avail the exam at your home. So how it will be possible to examine these things in the home? Can you please?
Everything will be given in the software itself. And the experience of exam from home is much difficult than the test center's experience. And there will be one-to-one monitoring through camera and mic. So that's a continuous disturbance for you. So that's why I highly recommend do not give exam from home, give exam from the exam centers only. Any other question, confusion?
Yes, sir. Please move on next slide. Sir, you have, sorry, back slides.
Yes.
Sir, you have written that three categories that above or below are if anyone in people category is below the.
There is no such distribution given or combination given by PMI.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Right? So it is quite possible same combination for one student he is pass and same combination from another student is fail also. Is possible. Right? So just ignore this and just practice very well on the simulation exams. Okay. This is how the exam software looks like. There will be two screens. This is screen 1, this is screen 2. This screen 2 is basically your review screen. So when you click on this button, then screen 2 will open. Otherwise, all the questions will come in each set in this form. Screen number 1. There is a button to open the calculator. There is a button to flag for review later on. There is a continuously remaining time for the exam showing here. Next button, previous button. Question statement, options. So this is how Each question will come in front of you one by one. When you click on next, then next question will come. If you want to go to previous question, you can go. If you answer a question, you feel that I'm not confident about the answer. Maybe if I have time, I want to revisit it. You can flag it for review. So you can skip a question also. You can mark a question for review also. At any stage, if you click on the review screen, it will show you all the question IDs only. And you see here that question number 14 is flagged for review. So if you click on question number 14 on the review screen, it will open question number 14 here in the detailed screen. Or you see that question number 7 is incomplete. So you can directly click on question number 7. And at any stage when you click on end review, this will complete or submit that set if it is first or second set, or it will submit the whole exam if it is the third set, and then you will get your result. Any question or confusion?
Sir, is there any possibility that you have not completed set A, but you can go to second set?
Yes, but you have to submit it. You have to submit it, it will become frozen. Now you
No,
cannot
without
come back to
submitting.
set number A.
Without submitting, we can't go.
No. Any other question, please?
Thank you.
Okay. Now the fees of the exam. Remember that the exam fee, if you are a member of PMI, the exam fee will be 405 US dollars. There is one important point here that generally on the internet or on the PMI website, the exam fee that you see is only standard exam fee. So the standard exam fee is $405 for the members and $655 for the non-members. But when you actually submit your application is approved at that time. When you are submitting your exam fee, at that time, you may notice that you are getting some additional discount. So there are some country specific discounts offered. And up till last year, I'm not sure they are continuing it right now or not. Up till last year, it started in 2021 when there were some major floods in Pakistan. They started giving a good like $150 discount at that time. It was available up till last year. Not sure it continues now or not. It is same for Yemen also, for Lebanon also. So maybe for the troubled countries, they are giving some discounts. So you will get to know only when you reach to that stage. So for member, it is $405. For non-members, it is $655. And how you can become a member? Anyone can become a member. Even tonight, you can become a member without any pre-qualification. There is only 139 US dollars per annum for 1 year membership fee you have to pay. So now if you add these two, 405 plus 139, so it becomes roughly 550 US dollars. Any question or confusion on that?
Sir, what is the benefit if we become PMI member? There is some benefits?
Main benefit is the discount. There are some other benefits also, but this is the biggest benefit, discount. But I will show you on the next slide. Any other question on that? Remember, this fee is only for the first time. In case you fail in the first attempt, the second attempt will cost you $275 if you are a member and $375 if you are not a member. Third attempt is also same fee. Within one application, within 12 months, you can give 3 attempts maximum. Any question or confusion?
Assalamu alaikum. Sir,
Walaikum salam.
this becoming a member, what will be the period like subscription for membership? Any subscription is there or
12
it is
months.
a lifetime
12 months.
membership?
This is 1 year.
12 months. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any other question?
Sir, during 12 months, the PMI exam or PMP exam conducted by PMI is 3 times will be conducted per
No, no, no,
year.
no, no, no. Exam is available almost every day. This is just like an airline booking. Every day there is a flight. Right? You can travel only 3 times in 1 year.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Right? Any other question, confusion? Okay, one suggestion or tip for you, another saving tip for you. So as I mentioned, so for some countries there are some discounts. Another suggestion, if you are applying from KSA, so it will be $405 for the exam, plus $139 for the membership, plus 15% VAT also. But in case you belong to a country which does not have VAT or GST, like in Pakistan, Lebanon, Yemen, maybe Egypt also, I'm not sure. So let's say you are living in Saudi Arabia, you are a Pakistani, you are living in Saudi Arabia, you are applying for the exam, but you give your address of Pakistan. In that case, VAT will not be charged. So there is a tip for you. If you belong to such a country where there is no VAT and you give your home address of that country, even you plan to give the exam from Saudi Arabia, still you will not have to pay 15% VAT. Any question or confusion?
For
There will
payment, we
not be
need
One by one. Yes, Rana Azim.
yes, there will not be any problem if we are mentioning our home address in
No
Pakistan
problem.
and
No
conducting exam.
problem. No
They can't
problem.
ask it.
See, this is not a fake information,
Yeah.
right? Fake will be that you are an Indian and you give address of Pakistan. That will be wrong. You are living in Saudi Arabia, you belong to Pakistan, no problem. There's nothing wrong in that. Okay. Yes, please. Any other question? Someone was asking question.
Yes, sir. Sir, I was asking that for payment, we need a credit card in Pakistan or
No,
local
no, no.
debit
And
card.
local debit card, credit card, anyone, any friends, relatives, you can use. There is no restriction on that.
How about India? Because in India there is a GST.
See, if you give Indian address, you will have to pay 16%. That's an issue. So it's your
Wow.
choice. You want to save 1%, give Saudi address. You want to give benefit to
Okay.
your company's economy, pay 16%.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There is another question. If we cannot pay from Saudi our credit or debit cards from Saudi
You
Arabia,
can pay. You can pay. There's no issue on that.
if we mention our address from Pakistan or India and we are paying from here, so these cards, so there is no issue.
Yeah, see, different websites have different policies on that, right? But there is no issue on that. Billing address, uh, I think it has to match with the credit card you are using or debit card you are using, right? But still, you can use any friends. If it is the case, you can use any friend's credit or debit card. Any other question on this topic, please? About the pricing? Okay, now the membership. Membership, as I told you, this is useful because it gives you discount in the first time attempt, second time attempt, third time attempt. Plus, additionally, you get access to PMI library where you can download their standards publications officially. You become part of a worldwide community. It's very good for networking. In every major city, there are networking sessions, seminars, breakfasts, iftar dinners. In Kobar, Dammam, Jeddah, in every major city, there are network gatherings, and which helps you in making connections and getting to know about job opportunities and switching and this and that. So it is useful for you because all the people who are planning to give PMP or have done PMP already, they are getting together. So it is helpful in that way. Plus, you can review their PMI conducted salary surveys also to see how much it is beneficial to do PMP. Generally, the figure is that is computed by PMI 16% higher salary if you are a PMP. That means, let's say you are a planning engineer or one planning engineer working in Saudi Arabia, let's say, with 10 years of experience, who is not a PMP, and another planning engineer with 10 years experience working in Saudi Arabia, but he is PMP, he is getting generally 16% higher. In addition to that, he is having more job opportunities. He gets shortlisted more number of times. So that is another thing. But generally, there is a 16% salary difference if you are a PMP. Any question, confusion on this slide? Now, validity or duration of PMP certifications. Remember that PMP is not for life. After passing the exam, you have PMP title for 3 years. But the good thing is it is renewable without exam. It can be renewed after 3 years without exam, assuming you are continuing the study related to project management. For example, you did PMP in 2025. Now, between 2025 and 2028, you do more courses. I'm not saying exams, more courses, more trainings only. From me, from anyone else, that is not a question. Let's say you do Primavera of 20 B. I'm giving examples of the courses I am offering. You do Microsoft project, or you do Agile certification if you are from IT industry, or you do risk management. So these are training only. They give you these many hours or PDUs. So let's say you do one RMP and one Primavera P6. So it makes 20 plus 40, 60. So if you have 60 PDUs, once again, it's not necessary from me. You can do it from anyone else. That's not the question. So if you do these two courses, combining 60 PDUs, you will be extended for another 3 years without exam with a slight fee. But in case, and there's no restriction in the first year or third year or equally distributed, doesn't matter. Maybe you do all the courses in the third year, you do all the courses in the first year, you do one course in the first and one in the second, doesn't matter. But in case 3 years are passed after your exam, you do not have 60 PDUs. You have 59 PDUs, you have 0 PDUs, you have 20 PDUs. At the end of third year, they will suspend your certification. PMI will suspend your certification and will give you 1 year additional year as a grace period, warning period to collect the missing PDUs. So in the fourth year, if you collect the missing PDUs, PDU means professional development unit. Every 1 hour of training is considered as one PDU. So if you collect those missing PDUs in the fourth year, at the end of the fourth year, or even before that, whenever you complete it, your PMP will be reverted to the normal state for another 3 years. In case that fourth year is also passed without completing 60 PDUs, now they will cancel or terminate your certification. Now in future, whenever you need it again, you will have to sit in the exam again. Any question or confusion on this point, please?
Sir, my question is that Pakistan Engineering Council in Pakistan, they are conducting 3 to 4 hours PDUs or CPDs. Are they valid for this or they are
Yes. No, no,
specifically?
these are also valid. They can be counted under 60.
Okay.
Right? Any other question?
Yes, sir. One question. As you mentioned here, your certification will be suspended for fourth year. It means for fourth year, we cannot use it. Either we do this 60 PDU or we don't do it for fourth year. It
Yeah.
will not be considered as a, what you can say, the valid one,
Means
our
means
certificate.
in the fourth year, you are not allowed to write or declare yourself as PMP certified. Right?
If we do 60 PDUs, then it will be renewed again.
Then it will be renewed. And because some people they write in the signatures, I'm PMP certified, but if you are in the fourth year without extension, you cannot write it. Or if you are applying for any job, and the HR department of that company can verify it online also, and they can find it you are suspended. This is also possible. So these things are online verifiable. Any other question, please?
Sir, the PDUs should be specifically be related to construction
No, no.
management, project management, multi management, or any other.
Anything which is directly, indirectly related to project management. Like I gave you examples of purely project management courses, Primavera, Microsoft Project, RMP, ACP, and PMP itself. Sometimes people do PMP again. But these are only those courses that I am offering. But
Okay,
even
sir.
if you do ITIL, even if you do ISO, even if you do Six Sigma, even these are also acceptable under PDUs. But not
Okay, sir.
technical trainings, right? Not technical trainings. Managerial or leadership related trainings are acceptable. Any
Okay,
other
sir.
So is
question, please?
there any list of PDUs? Can we get it from PMI that which are acceptable
See,
under 60
as I
60?
told you, other than technical trainings, every course is acceptable. But once you are PMP certified, you have an account, the form on which you are reporting the PDUs, there are lists available. But they
Okay.
do not give you
Because
any checklist that this is downloadable checklist which you
okay.
can check the course here.
Okay, okay. No, recently I come across like Oracle Cloud or Oracle Project Management for clouds. So
Right.
that will comes under
Yeah.
PDU.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Any other question, please? Okay, now some sample questions just to show you how they ask questions, how they frame questions. So first question is, sometimes they ask you questions in this way that they show you 4 statements and they ask you which option is false option. So question is, which of the following is not true of obtaining project plan approval? So can you read the options and can suggest that which one you think is the right answer?
I think option C.
Sir, I think it's option D.
Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of option A? Until you obtain plan approval, you do not need to put changes to it through change control. Can anyone tell me the meaning of this option?
It means before you take a final approval of any project, you can make changes, but once it's approved, you cannot make changes.
Right. What about others? Do you agree or disagree with this? Once
Yes,
we,
because
yes, please.
yeah, once the final approval has been done, so whatever changes are coming into the project plan, it should be come through the change control,
Right. So
not ad hoc changes.
when we say until you obtain plan approval, so this is the approval. There is a plan before approval and there is a plan after approval. So before approval, the plan is called as a draft plan. After approval, the plan is called as what? Can anyone tell me what it is called as after approval? Very famous term.
Project
Proof
charter.
plan or final?
Baseline plan.
Contract.
Approved plan.
Baseline plan.
It's called a
After
contract.
the no, it is not called as a contract. It is called as a baseline. So baseline, after the plan is baselined, now any change in the baseline will only come through a change request only, right? But before the baseline, we can make any changes. Within the team, we can discuss some ideas, some scope is getting changed, some cost options are getting changed. So before the approval, anything can be changed without a change request. But after the approval, any change will come again after getting approval. So what do you think? This is true or false? Option A is true or false?
It's true.
It's true. Question is asking about not true.
It's
So
true.
this cannot be an answer. What about B? Change control, make sure that only approved changes can make it into the approved plan. True or false?
True.
This is true. Cannot be an answer. Only one person needs to approve the project management plan, and that is the project
It's
manager.
true.
True or false?
It's true.
False.
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 Not only one person. There are many persons involved in the process.
If this is true, project manager will give 5 times extra time, 5 times extra cost, 5 times extra resources. So project manager is not the only one to give the approval. It is important for the entire team to buy into the project management plan for it to be successful. What is meant by buy into?
Get into.
Means follow the project plan.
Right.
Buy into means
Involvement.
involvement,
Involvement.
agreement, convinced, participation. So if you impose a plan on the team versus the team is the one who is making the plan, where the chances are that the project will be successful, where there is a buy into or there is no buy into. What do you think?
Means once means buy into
Buy
each and
into.
everyone. Yes.
So
It's
is it
true.
is it true or false?
It's true.
True.
So C is the right answer, right? So this is how the exam may ask you questions. So I'm just showing you draft questions only. I'm not expecting from you that you know it already, but using that opportunity, we are discussing and learning some new terms, some new concepts also. So even if you are not attending the full course, still from the free seminar, you will learn maybe 3, 4, 5 new good things which can help you in your jobs, inshallah. Another very interesting or very important concept. Let's say we have to construct a wall in 10 days and 1000 real is the budget. At the end of fourth day, we have completed 20% and we have spent 300 riyals, assuming linear planning means equally distributed across the time. What can we report about the project at this stage?
It will not be ahead of schedule. First option.
Behind the schedule and overspending.
B.
It would be a B.
Sir,
I
it's
think
B,
it's
behind the
D.
schedule
Option
saves money.
D.
Total
Option
time
D.
is 10 days, right? Out of
Option D.
that, and total budget is 1000. Out of that, how much time has passed in percentage?
4 days.
20%, 4 days.
40%.
40% time has passed already. How much cost we have spent? Percentage?
30%. 30%.
30%.
30%. How much work we have completed?
20%.
20%.
So now time wise, are we going good or bad?
Time was we have behind schedule.
So 20% work in 40% time. Is it good situation or bad situation?
Bad situation.
Bad situation. So at least we can rule out option A and option C very easily. Now 30% budget spent in 40% time or 30% budget spent on 20% work. These are two comparisons. If you take the first comparison that 30% budget is spent or 30% cost is spent in 40% time, it looks like a good situation. And maybe you will suggest saving. But at the same time, if you compare that 30% of the budget is spent on 20% of the work, it looks like a bad situation, overspending. So what do you think? Is it a good situation or bad situation?
From both sides, it's a bad situation.
It's a bad situation.
So remember, whenever we are comparing the spending, we should compare the spending against time, not against time passed, but against the accomplishment. So this comparison is right comparison, this comparison is wrong comparison, saving is the wrong answer, yeah. Overspending is the right answer. Any question or confusion? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's clear.
Next question, another very important concept, in fact, multiple concepts. Let's say you are a project manager, please keep your mics to mute mode. Only unmute it when you have to say something. You are a project manager for a railroad construction project. Your sponsor has asked you for a forecast. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between cost related plan versus cost related forecast? Anyone?
Cost
Sir,
related
cost rate.
plan. Yeah, go ahead, Nush.
Yes, Anwar?
Sir, yes, sir. Cost related plan, I think it's a division of activities, and activities are subjected to cost means breakdown. And the cost related forecast means a rough estimate of any, I think so.
Yes, Salman?
So basically, cost-related plan is like a budget. It's a comprehensive activity, and it doesn't change. But cost-related forecast is something that we revise on based on updated information.
Anyone else? Can you tell me in this situation how much is the cost related plan and how much is the cost related forecast in this situation, which we discussed in the previous question?
Cost plan is 1000 SAR.
And forecast?
So here, cost forecast is 1,000 real, and cost plan is 300 real.
No. Cost plan is
Forecast is
1000.
15.
Yes.
Cost forecast is 20%, 300 to 1500 is the forecast.
Yes, you are right. As we have spent 300 reals on the completion of 1/5 of the project. If it continues in the same way, we know we are overspending. But if it continues in the same way, the total project will cost us 1500 instead of 1000. So this is the concept of the forecast. Any question, confusion? So now the project has a total. Now the sponsor is asking about the forecast, and the total project budget is 80,000. And CPI, another very, very, very important term. CPI means cost performance index. Cost performance index. That means our spending efficiency. That how efficiently we are spending our project budget. Maybe you can say this is most important KPI of the project manager, key performance indicator. So CPI 0.95. If CPI is 1, that means we are spending exactly as per budget. If CPI is less than 1, that means it's a bad situation. We are overspending. If CPI is greater than 1, that means it's a good situation. We are saving. So now the total budget is 80,000, CPI 0.95. That means not as per plan, but not very bad also. So far, we have spent $25,000. How much more money it is expected to be spent on the remaining part? So only one value is less than 80,000. So sometimes without going to the right question directly, right option directly, you can easily sometimes rule out the three wrong answers, and whatever is the remaining answer is by default right answer. Any question, confusion? One last question, sample question that sometimes, not generally now they do not ask lengthy calculations in the exams, but still concept wise, it's very important concept. Let's say in a project we have 9 activities, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. Their durations are given 5 days, 6, 4, 3, 1, 4, 14, 12, and 2. Their predecessors are given. Predecessors means, can anyone tell me what is meant by predecessor?
Dependency, we can say, like to complete the
Prerequisite.
task
So
C,
A
you
has
need to
no
finish. Yeah.
predecessor. What is that? What does that mean?
It has
It can
no
start.
activity before.
It can
It's initial
start
activity.
immediately.
It can be started immediately when the project starts. B can be started immediately when the project starts. C cannot be started immediately. Why?
Because A is a predecessor.
Until A is not
When
completed.
A will be finished, only then C can be started. So if this is the situation, how can we calculate the project duration? So there is a lengthy process of that. We will cover it later. Right now, I will just show you a summary. We make a network diagram. We find all the possible paths between the start and the end node. And then whatever is the longest path is called as the critical path, and the duration of the critical path is project duration. So 26 days is the project duration. So I just showed you some sample questions only. Now, someone asked that why this PMP is important. So just as a summary, but again, as I told you, I do not like to convince it is good for you. You have to decide it, right? I am just here to introduce you, but still, what are the typical benefits? 16% higher salary, which is pretty good. Sometimes it's mandatory or sometimes helpful in promotions in the same company. Sometimes people come to me that my company has made it mandatory to do PMP, right? Or I remember one company, maybe 7, 8 years ago, they were in Hafoof. I was in Riyadh at time. They sent their team of around 15 people to me in Riyadh. And that team spent 3 full days with me just to complete the PMP course, training only. And what was the reason? They said we are submitting a proposal to a customer and they have written in the RFP request for proposal that your team must be PMP certified. So now as we cannot do PMP certification in such a short time, but at least we will submit the training certificates with this, right? So maybe the customer will consider this thing. So much higher chances of getting shortlisted when applying for the jobs. You become familiar with the project management terminology. You use this terminology consistently, confidently everywhere. You become confident while participating in the meetings and in the interviews. This is extremely important for many of you. It's a very, very helpful thing that PMP, it happened multiple times that during my trainings, many people they said that we wish we had attended this training before because recently we gave an interview and the person was asking these questions which we are learning now. Right? It's very helpful in the interviews also. You start planning and managing the projects, managing the aspects of the projects earlier which you are not aware or not giving importance to. And it's good for networking and connections, also good for knowing effective solutions to your typical project problems. These are typical benefits, but as I told you before, you know its importance more than me because you are working in the industry, you meet the people, you keep applying here and there. I'm not doing formal jobs. Sometimes I do consultancies, but I'm not doing jobs formally. So mostly I'm doing the trainings only. So that's why I said you know the importance of PMP more than me.
So just a question.
Yeah.
So is it the most relevant to IT individuals only, or like as I mentioned in I think you didn't read the chat message. I am in the finance field, and obviously I've worked in project-based organization. Do you think it will help someone in finance field? Based on your experience, just want to know.
All right. If anyone has sent a question in the chat, it's not possible for me to read the chat with concentration. So please, if some question is still unanswered, ask me directly on voice here. Plus, finance wise, again, if you are only performing operations only, then maybe it is not for you. But if you are monitoring the performance progress of the projects, importance or values or invoice values, so then maybe this is a good thing for you. Once again, you have to decide yourself that people around you, are they doing or looking for PMP, or your seniors, or maybe some seniors you think your target in next few years on the LinkedIn, in their profile, do they have PMP or not? These are few things which may help you. But once again, anyone related to the projects, short answer, yes, they need it. Right? Any other question, confusion?
No, makes sense. Thank you.
Right. Okay, I think here we can take a 10 minutes break. After the break, remember up till now, I have explained you only about PMP, exam, certification, application, fee, audit, all these things. Now, after the break, I will explain you the course contents, means what is covered in PMP. So I will explain these things and some important concepts waiting for you, inshallah, after the break. So stay connected on the same link. After 10 minutes, inshallah, we will resume. Okay, I'm back now. Is there any question before I resume? Anyone?
Sir, I just want to clarify that you have said there are three parts, 60 questions, 60 and 60. The cumulative score will be 60 to 75 will be counted, or in each part we have to take 60, between 60 to 75. Please clarify it.
As I told you, there is no such information available or disclosed or shared by PMI on that. So as this information is not of that kind that on the basis of that you will do your preparation. You will do your standard preparation, get ready for that, and then leave it on PMI that how they evaluate, right? Because if
Okay.
even if they say cumulative, still it is not going to change any of your study plan. If they say no, some of these 80%, some of these 40%, still it is not going to change anything because these three sets are not on subject basis. In each set, questions will be from all the topics. So you have to study, you have to prepare all the topics in any case. So this information is not going to change anything in your study plan. And this information is not available as well. Yes,
Okay,
any
sir.
other question, please? Okay, let's resume now. So before break, I was telling you that these are the exam or core PMP course or PMP exam topics. So in very general broad category, these are the 11 topics which will come in the exam. Out of these 11, the first 10 are called as knowledge areas. These are called as 10 knowledge areas. So scope management, when we say project management includes scope
Hmm.
management, schedule management, cost management. Please keep your mics to mute mode. Quality management, resource management, communication management, risk management, procurement management, stakeholder management, and integration management. Right? So these are the 10 parts of project management, and the 11th topic is agile project management. Agile is a new style, means when the scope is not clear, in that case, we adopt the agile style. In case the scope is clear, then we go for the traditional style, which is called as waterfall. So when the scope is clear, in that case we apply adaptive or predictive or waterfall or traditional. When the scope is not clear, then we apply agile. So this is the major difference. So other than that, these are the 10 knowledge areas. Right now, I will just spend few minutes on each topic out of these 10. Later on in the full course, each of these 10 topics or 11 topics are going to take maybe 2 to 3 hours each on average. So this is how we are going to cover this in full detail later on. But right now, just in few minutes, I will give you brief introduction. Now, when we say scope management, in scope management, sometimes people use term requirements and sometimes they refer it as scope. So what do you think? Are they same or different? And if there is any difference, what is the difference? Yes, please, anyone?
I believe requirement is experience, expectations, and scope is the deliveries.
Anyone else?
Sir, requirement can be of anything. For example, uh, something that is necessary to complete a task. And scope is something, for example, what we are going to do in the project, what tasks we have to accomplish and we are going to accomplish. This is the answer to my point of view.
Anyone else? The difference?
Sir, scope is actually the boundaries of, and requirements are the essential or prerequisites or main deliverables of the projects.
If I use two, or let me ask it in this way, what comes first? Scope comes first and then the requirements, or requirements first and then the scope?
Sir, scope comes first and then requirements are defined in the context of scope.
I guess requirement comes first, then we define the scope.
I think it's scope followed by the requirements.
If I use two words here, problem and solution, and I tell you to map these two words on requirement and scope. So what do you think? Problem will map on requirement or problem will map on scope? So problem is requirement or problem is scope?
Hmm.
Problem
Will
is the
map its scope.
requirement and scope is the solution.
Problem is your
Scope.
requirement.
Requirement.
Needs of the project. Expectations. Purpose. Why we are doing this project. So these are called as requirements. Remember when we use term requirements in this context, that does not mean resource requirements. This is project requirements. Why we are doing this project? What is the reason? What is the purpose? What is the benefit? What are the objectives? So that is called as requirement gathering, requirement collection, requirement analysis. After understanding the problems, in other words, after understanding and analyzing the requirements, we propose solution that will address these requirements. So that is called as scope. So first requirements are understood and then scope is proposed and discussed and agreed. Now, what do you think? Let's say if I ask you customer and contractor. Customer explains the requirements to the contractor or customer explains the scope to the contractor?
Requirement.
Requirements to the
Yes,
contractor.
in the scope.
Very easy example to understand.
I think scope.
Scope will be given by the contractor.
Very easy daily life example. Let's say you go to pharmacy, sadly, and you talk to that salesman and you explain to him that I am having fever and headache. Give me something. So you are a customer. He is a vendor, seller. What you are explaining to him, requirement or scope? What do you think?
Requirement.
Requirements.
Requirements.
Requirements, problem.
Requirement.
And he is suggesting that, sir, take this Panadol and sleep for some time. So what he is explaining to you, scope, solution,
Solution.
right?
Yes, sir.
So sometimes customer will explain the problems or the requirements to the contractor. This is also valid. This is also true. Sometimes it will happen that you will go to pharmacy and same situation, you are in same situation, you are having fever and headache. Now you go to him and you tell him, give me Panadol. So are you explaining the requirements to him or scope to him?
Scope. Solution.
In this situation, scope. Reason, you have already faced the same situation before. You already know what is going to address your problems. So sometimes the customer in the RFP's bid document, when I say RFP means request for proposal, that is same as tender documents or bid documents. Sometimes the customers in the RFPs will explain the requirements to the contractor and contractor will propose the scope or the solution and customer will agree on that. Sometimes the customer on the basis of some past knowledge or on the basis of knowledge acquired from another third party, he will tell the scope to the contractor. So both situations are possible. So I will just explain to you selected terms right now. As I told you, later on we will spend many hours on each topic. Right now we are just spending few minutes on each topic. So requirements and scope. Third term I will mention here is WBS. What is WBS?
Work
Work
breakdown
breakdown
structure.
structure.
It is work breakdown structure.
Work breakdown structure. What is the purpose of work breakdown structure? Can anyone tell?
It is basically distribute your work in the sprints type.
And what is the benefit of distribution?
We reach the goal or complete our one milestone
Easily
is easily.
track the progress project.
Decompose the full project into smaller pieces. And what is the benefit? To decompose so that we can plan each piece, implement, focus, control each piece separately. In other words, in order to simplify the project, we decompose the project into smaller manageable pieces. This is the concept of WBS. Now, similar example, what subject we are discussing right now? Project management. And everyone knows project management is a very big subject. We say we have distributed it in 10 parts, 10 knowledge areas. Each part we will discuss and learn separately. So this is an example of WBS of project management. Now, one piece in the project management is scope management. Scope management itself is a very big piece. We say let's distribute or decompose it further into 6 more parts. So there is a level wise decomposition, first level decomposition, second level decomposition, third level decomposition. So this is how mega projects can be converted into small mini projects and planned separately, and the plans are integrated to plan the whole project overall. So this is the concept of WBS. Now, one more important concept, the purpose of scope management or the focus of scope management is on what? I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Means the scope management focuses on what we are going to produce when this project is finished. What is going to be the output of this project? So the whole scope management is focused on what? When we go to the second knowledge area or the next knowledge area, which is schedule management, the focus of schedule management is on how. What we are going to produce, we already covered or addressed that under scope management. How we are going to produce, it is covered under schedule management. And when we say how, we define activities. Now here one question from all of you. Anyone can answer. What is the difference between activity and tasks? Yes, please. Anyone?
A task can be complete by different activities.
What about others? Do you agree with this or disagree with this?
Yes, sir. Tasks further distributed in activities.
I think tasks should be completed within a stipulated time.
In this session, anyone has used Primavera P6? Anyone? Or Microsoft Project? Anyone?
No, sir.
Yes, P6 I have used.
Hassan
Yes.
Sarfraz, you have used P6. Anyone Microsoft Project? Okay, Hassan Sarfraz, in Primavera P6, do you see the screen to define activities? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you see screen to define tasks? Yes or no?
Yes, I think it's there, but
Okay,
I'm not
sure
sure.
or not?
Yeah.
It's not there. Check it again.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That is why I've said that I'm not sure.
Similarly, the people, if you have used Microsoft Project, you will see task screen but not activity screen. Right? So very common misconception that these things are different. Actually, both are identical concepts, tasks and activities. This is only terminology difference. Some companies, some software applications like Microsoft Project, they use term activities. Some applications, some software companies, they like Primavera P6, they use term activities. This is the only difference. Otherwise, they are same. Okay. So we define activities or tasks. We sequence activities which are finish to start, start to start, start to finish, or finish to finish. We estimate each activity duration individually. Then we apply critical path method to find out the total duration of the project. Then cost management. We do resource estimation in the resource chapter and resource knowledge area. Each resource. Now, if I ask you one very easy question, how many types of resources are there? Types of resources.
4.
Which four?
Man, material, labor, machinery, man, l-
There are
material.
three types.
Man and
There are
labor is
actually
same.
money. cost.
Do you agree money is a resource? What about others? Do you agree with this?
Sir, it's a cost control, I think.
Money is actually not a direct resource. Maybe in some non-project management related context, we say money is a resource. But when we say resource under project management, that means on this activity, this resource will be utilized. So we need money to rent or purchase machines. We need money to purchase material. We need money to rent manpower or labor. So money is not a direct resource. So three types of resources. Yes, Arslan?
सर आपने जो अभी कहा कि जो मनी है वो प्लीज रिपीट कर दें मनी जो है वो रिसोर्स में आता है या नहीं आता बिकॉज आई थिंक मनी इज द मेन बैकबोन ऑफ द रिसोर्स
मनी मैंने कहा कि जो है किसी और अदर देन प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट हम जब जनरल बात करते हैं हम कहते हैं इज अ वेरी रिसोर्सफुल पर्सन उसके पास पैसा ही बड़ा जी ठीक है सो इन सम अदर कॉन्टेक्स्ट नॉन प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट रिलेटेड कॉन्टेक्स्ट यस वी समटाइम्स से मनी इज कंसिडर मनी एज अ रिसोर्स बट इन प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट हम रिसोर्स को कहते हैं कि वो चीज़ जो कि एक्टिविटी को परफॉर्म करने में यूटिलाइज होनी है अब उसमें बंदे भी चाहिए उसमें मशीन भी चाहिए उसमें मटेरियल सीमेंट भी चाहिए अब ये सब कहाँ से आएगा पैसा खर्च करेंगे तो आएगा ठीक है तो इसीलिए यहाँ पे हम मनी को डायरेक्टली रिसोर्स कंसिडर नहीं करते हाँ रिसोर्सेज अरेंज करने के लिए फंड्स चाहिए तो इनडायरेक्ट
राइट
बैक ऑफ द स्टेज पैसा ही चल रहा है सारा लेकिन डायरेक्टली एक्टिविटी के ऊपर आपको काम जहाँ पे हो ऑन द साइट आपको मटेरियल भी पड़ा नजर आएगा आपको मशीनें भी पड़ी नजर आएंगी आपको बंदे भी भागदौड़ करते नजर आएंगे लेकिन आपको कोई पैसे उड़ते नजर नहीं आएंगे कहीं पे वहां पे ठीक है
राइट सर थैंक
तो
यू सर
इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में आई सेड कि मनी इज नॉट अ रिसोर्स ओके वेलकम एनी अदर क्वेश्चन ओके सो we estimate the resources on each activity and then we estimate each resource as some per unit rate so that gives us an idea that how much this activity will cost us and then we combine the sum of all the individual activity costs and we get up with the roll up aggregate it to the project level costing and that project level costing we estimate that how much will be required in first month second month third month whatever is the duration that is called as the concept of cash flow. So we will discuss all these things in detail. Then quality management. Quality. Everyone knows what is quality. Means meeting or exceeding the expectations of the customer. Now, I will not go into the detail of definition of quality, but two terms I want you to learn or understand, QA and QC. QA means quality assurance
Around
and QC means quality
Control.
controller.
control. What is the difference? Can anyone explain?
Sir, quality assurance is generally process oriented, whereas quality control uh, is product oriented. Generally, we see the products, we see a label on 100% quality control. So, quality is kind of 100% of 100% check, whereas quality assurance is actually sampling based.
Okay, one very easy concept. When you go to any shopping mall, any electronics shop, you want to buy something, any electronics item, you might have noticed that on the box of that product, a very small sticker which says QC passed or QC checked. Have you observed that? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's a common observation, right? So it says QC passed or QC checked. Have you ever seen any box on which they have written as QC failed? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No. Does that
No.
mean that 100% production of that manufacturing company passes QC? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah. No, sir, but only those products are released which are passed by QC.
Right. So maybe 1-2% of the production is not passing QC, but that failed items are not sent to the customer or not sent to the market. They are discarded or refixed within that same manufacturing facility. So what does that mean? It becomes very easy for you to understand what is the purpose of QC now. QC is to find. Find what? Can you guess?
Quality of the product.
No.
Defective
Find
product.
defects.
Defects.
Find defects in the deliverables. And now what is the purpose of QA?
Make sure QC.
QA is to, I leave it blank,
Confirm the
defects in the deliverables. Now fill in this blank. Very easy.
Identify,
Then
find.
what? Find, and what is the difference between identify and find?
To rectify. To rectify.
Sure.
No.
Confirm.
Verifications.
No.
Rectify.
Yes.
Then
To assure
rectify,
there is no
who has produced it, they will rectify. QA will not rectify.
Quality assurance basically is to assure that no defect in the deliverable product.
To ensure.
Avoid or minimize the defects in the product. Right? So now someone mentioned that QA is process oriented. QC is product oriented. What does that mean? Now you will understand. QC is finding the defects in the product, and QA is improving the process that will ultimately produce the products. And when you improve that process, defects will be reduced. So that is why we call QA is proactive and QC is reactive. Clear for everyone? I try to make it very easy for you.
Yes, understood.
Clear.
Resource management, as I mentioned before, resources are of three types: manpower, machine, and material. And in PMP, you will see sometimes we are using term resource, sometimes we are using term team. When we say resource, resource means all three types of resources: manpower, machine, and material. When we say team, team means only the manpower. So there are some aspects of project management which are applied for all three types of resources. There are some aspects which are only required for the team only. For example, motivation, demotivation, manpower only. Appraisals, conflict management. So these will happen only for the manpower. In future, maybe because of very strong AI, maybe now we will have conflicts among the machines also. But right now, it's only limited to manpower. When we say appraisal, what is meant by appraisal?
Appraisal is, sir, an tarif, matlab, any reward given to the bonus given to the employer, or any, you can say, apprehension is given, that is called appraisal.
Anyone else? What is appraisal?
Evaluation,
Progress
evaluation
and
of employees' performance.
Evaluation of the employees. Identify the strengths and weaknesses. Right? What is the purpose of appraisal?
To find out
To
the negatives and the positives of the candidate or
Sir,
the
to
employee.
evaluate the competence of our employees based on their experience,
So that we can
knowledge,
gradually overcome their
skills.
weaknesses and the whole company improves every year. This is the purpose of appraisal. Who performs appraisal? Who tells the HR manager that this is good in this person, this is bad in this person?
It's a line
immediate
manager.
Sir,
Line
is this
manager.
something that should be evaluated through the auditing?
Manager.
Your supervisor, your line manager. Have you done appraisal of your line manager in any company ever? Formally, officially, unofficially, you do it every day. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਂਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਹੀ ਚਲਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਸਰ ਮੈਂ ਹੀ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਇਹਨੂੰ right so any
Percentage.
some companies they have a process of 360-degree appraisals means for every person they take feedback not only from their bosses but even from the people who are working below him working in peers also across the departments also so they take feedback from all the angles. This is called as 360-degree appraisals. So this is mainly about resource management. So maybe another 20 minutes, 25 minutes, inshallah, we will be done. Communication management. Communication management means information sharing. Information sharing. Who will share the information and who will send the information, who will receive the information. So general term we use here is called as a stakeholder. Who is a stakeholder? Can anyone tell? Who is a stakeholder?
Parties involved in the project.
Parties involved in a project.
Sir, parties involved or affected by the project, or the
Affected by
parties
the project.
involved in the vicinity of the project is called the stakeholders.
Sir,
Anyone? Yes,
yeah,
please.
their stakeholders are the basically interested parties in our process or product, which includes the people from the company itself and the external, including the
Right.
contractors.
Any individual or organization who can positively or negatively impact the project or get impacted by the project, he is a stakeholder. So it's a very broad definition. There could be people who are against the project also. They are also stakeholders. So who will communicate? Stakeholders. Different stakeholders need different information. Some people they need to know what is my assignment today, next week. Prerequisite of that is done or not. Some people want to know that the how much was spent last month, how much will be required next month. Some people will need to know the project is on time or not. So different stakeholders need different information in different frequencies. Like some people need on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, yearly basis. So different information in different frequency in different format. Some people they say just send me a WhatsApp message. Some people say they send us a written signed report, hard copy. So different information, different frequency, different format, that all comes under communication management. Risk management. Now very commonly used terms, risk and issue. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between these two terms, risk and issue?
Sir, basically risk is the potential to loss, and issue is basically the problem that occurred.
Right.
A problem can be a risk, but a risk is always a problem.
Past and future, you can say. So something that may or may not happen in future is a risk. Something already happened, it's an issue, right? So for example, if we say it is raining right now, this is an issue. If we say next week it may rain, this is a risk. Now, for example, if I say, inshallah, we will start next Friday, 7th of Feb, just for the sake of explanation of some concepts, is it possible that on 7th of February there is a heavy rain and because of this heavy rain there is power failure and internet disconnectivity, and because of that we cannot have our first class on 7th of Feb? Just a hypothetical scenario. Is it possible, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Possible. So if it is a possibility, it's a risk. If we are considering our training as a project, it's a risk. Now we identified rain as a risk. Now if I ask you, what are the chances of this risk? Very high, high, medium, low, or very low? Out of these five options, what you will choose?
Very low.
Low or very low.
Depending upon the location also. Right now I'm in Sharjah right now. So in Sharjah, what do you think?
Very low.
Very low? Okay. Impact. Assume it will happen. Although very low chances, but very low does not mean impossible. Assume it will happen. How big will be the impact on our training? Same five options, very high, high, medium, low, or very low. What you will choose?
Very low.
High. If it impacts, it's a high impact.
Maybe for some of you, very low, minor impact. For some of you, it could be a high impact. Maybe you have another training. Maybe you have an exam. Maybe you have a travel. It's Ramzan coming also. Maybe I have another training. So let's say high. So what we have done, we identified a risk and we analyzed a risk in qualitative form. This is the concept of qualitative analysis. Just in very easy way, I told you one very heavyweight term used in project management, qualitative risk analysis. It's nothing, just you rank your risk in terms of probability, very high, high, medium, low, or very low, and impact wise, very high, high, medium, or low, or very low. Some companies use 5 rankings, some companies use 4 rankings, some companies use 3 rankings, high, medium, low only. But when you go into depth and you say that, let's say I'm working on a project and 30% chances that our project is of 12 months duration of losing 15 days in next 12 months because of heavy rains. And if it happens, there will be a loss of $65,000. So now what we are doing numerical analysis. This is called as quantitative risk analysis. Then we plan risk responses. For example, in your companies, you must have seen around you, there are fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, emergency alarms, emergency exit plans. What are these? These are risk responses. So this is what we do in risk management. Procurement management means when we say we means customer. When we involve any external company, means contractors, subcontractors, consultants, anyone, in our projects. What could be the reasons? Reasons could be, first of all, resources. Resources are of three types: manpower, machine, material. Now, if we buy something, this is also procurement. If we rent something, this is also procurement. So I start with material. Can we buy material from other companies? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Can we rent material from other companies? Yes or no?
No.
No. Yes, we can.
Yes, yes,
Yes, we can.
Can you give
yes.
example of renting material from any other company?
Like machineries, heavy equipments,
They are raw
I'm
material.
asking materials.
materials.
No.
Materials cannot be rented because materials are consumed. Right? Machines, can we rent machines?
Yes.
Yes, we can rent.
Can we buy machines?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. If it's a short-term usage, we will rent. If it's a long-term usage, we will buy. Can we rent manpower?
No.
Yes.
Yes, possible.
Can we buy manpower?
No, no,
Yes.
no.
Possible if you hire them.
You keep them your permanent employee. So it's
Permanent
yes.
employee is also rental contract. When you say
Hmm.
purchase manpower, that actually means slavery system. Right?
Yeah.
So that is no more applicable or possible. So these are 4 scenarios for the resources to perform procurement. All these 4 come under procurement category. Why we need resources? To perform activities or tasks. Why we need to perform activities or tasks? To complete the deliverables. Why we need to complete the deliverables? Because this is a part of scope. So one option is, as a customer, we arrange our resources to perform activities to complete the scope. Second easier option is give the scope to some other company, outsourcing or subcontracting. So outsourcing or subcontracting is also procurement. Why we outsource? Customer, why we outsource? We are customers. What could be the reasons? Can you tell me what could be the reasons why we outsource?
Because most of the companies don't manufacture all the things in their company, so they outsource material, raw material, machines, labor, as well as legal advices, consultancy. And for example, they need to follow any management system, and
For example, first reason is lack of expertise. Customer does not know how to make it, outsource. Second, they may know how to make it, but they have lack of time, no time. Or it will be cheaper if they outsource. Sometimes it is expensive if customer will do it. Very easy example. Let's say you have to print a book of 500 pages. You have 2 options. You can go to some bookshop, give it to them on USB, they will print it. Or you can print it from your personal printer. Which option will be more expensive? What do you think?
From own printer.
From your personal printer, it will be much more expensive and much more time taking. Maybe it will take you 2 hours to print these 500 pages, maybe. But if you go to some bookshop, they may print it in 20 minutes. They may charge you maybe 1/5 of the cost that you would have spent. Why? Their printer is heavy duty, their unit cost of production is much lesser. Even they are charging you overheads also, profits also. Still, they are cheaper. So sometimes outsourcing is cheaper. That is why the customers are outsourcing also. Stakeholders, anyone who can positively or negatively impact the project or get impacted by the project. There are stakeholders we need to identify, we need to manage them separately. as they deserve. Integration, integrated, means connected. Change in one area will have effect on others. If you increase or decrease the scope, time and cost will increase or decrease. The risk will be changed. Communication, procurement. So all these things are integrated. This is the meaning of integration. Just maybe 10 more minutes and we will be done, inshallah. All the projects, they pass through 5 process groups, right? Initiating. When we start a project, it is called as initiating. After we initiate, after we start the project, we go to planning stage. Plan is the most important aspect of project management. If your plan is strong, execution becomes easy, control becomes easy. But if the plan is weak, there might be difficulties in the execution also, controls also. Now, when the plan is done, we present it to the top management or the customer. We get it approved after some objections, revisions, and it is called as the baseline plan. And when the plan is baseline, we start execution. When we start execution, at the same time, our controlling also starts. The purpose of controlling is to keep an eye that are we going as per plan or not. So they keep on comparing these two things, that what should happen, what is happening. If the execution is going as per plan, means there is no difference. Wonderful. But if there is a difference between plan versus actual, another very famous term, can you guess what that difference is called as? Difference between plan and actual?
Lag or lead?
No.
Delay.
Anomalies?
Variance. So the difference between plan and actual is called as variance. If there is a variance, what should we do?
Plan recovery.
Replan.
Recovery or replan, both are same things, right?
Reschedule.
Replanning, it means same. So if there is a variance, we need to replan. But what if that variance is very small? Or it's big. If it is small, we say ignore it. Maafi mushkil. Allah Kareem, inshallah. 1, 2, 3, 5%. No problem. But if there is a big variance, then we need to replan. Then we need to recover the plan. And how much variance is big, how much variance is small, that may vary from project to project. Maybe a delay of 10 days is a huge thing for one project, and a delay of 3 months is nothing on another project. Another very famous term, how much variance or what are the limits for the variance. If the variance is more than that, it's a big problem. If the variance is less than that, okay, project manager is doing a good job. Can you guess that term? The limit?
Float.
Free float and float, yes.
कितने confidence से गलत जवाब दे रहे हैं. Threshold. Right? It is called as threshold. So if the variance is more than threshold, we need to replan. If the variance is less than the threshold, we can say, okay, it's fine. So this is the concept. So planning, execution, controlling continues together. So the replanning part may come again if there is a big variance more than the threshold, or the second reason could be if the scope has changed. So these are the two reasons of replanning. And after our deliverables are done, we move to closing processes. So this is introduction of project management from my side, and just to remind you This is going to be the schedule of the full course, inshallah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And this is going to be the fee of the course. If you register as individual, it's 840 riyals if you pay in Pakistani bank, and 1200 riyals if you pay in Saudi bank, because we have to pay VAT also, and we have to pay to the kafil also. In case your company is sponsoring you, then maybe you will need a VAT invoice. So it's better if you pay in Saudi bank. We can give you a VAT invoice also. But otherwise, if you are paying from pocket, you can pay in Pakistani bank directly or indirectly through some Pakistani friend. In case you make a group of 3 or more people, the fee will be 60% discounted, 480 riyals only per person if you pay in Pakistani bank, or 840 riyal per person if you pay in Saudi bank. In case you make a group of 5 or more, then there is an additional bonus, free Primavera training as well. So now if anyone wants to stay, ask questions in English, Urdu, Punjabi, casual, formal, whatever you like, no problem, you are welcome. Anyone wants to leave, no problem. See you later, inshallah, in future. And if you want recording of this session, please keep your mics to mute mode unless until you have to ask something. In case you want PDF of this slide and recording, you can send me a message tomorrow, inshallah. I will upload tomorrow and I will share the link with you. Thank you very much. Anyone wants to leave? No problem. Anyone wants to stay and ask questions, please go ahead.
What is the exact amount in Pakistani rupees for an individual?
Exact amount for individual, this 840 is roughly 63,000.
Okay, and I did not realize, but is there a bank detail available to make that payment?
Yeah, you can send me a message. I will share the bank detail with you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right.
And the starting time is same for the training also? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, same time?
On Friday and Saturday, it's 5 p.m. KSA time. On Sunday, it is 7 because Sunday is working in Saudi Arabia.
5 and 7. Okay, all right.
Any other question from anyone?
Sir,
My
what is,
question is,
what
Like,
is been
One by one, please.
like if we are a group of 3 or 5 people, how we can like share it with you? We can share the group member's name.
Yes, you can share the group number's name and you will make a transaction
Mm.
together,
Together, okay.
right?
Right.
So whoever is making the payment, he will share the names and WhatsApp numbers with me.
Okay,
So he
right.
first he need to collect from other members and he will pay you in once, like this.
Yeah.
Or if he will share only the people name with you and they can send you
No,
individually.
no. You have to make single transaction.
Okay.
Right?
Uh,
Yes, please.
Transaction is what's the process of registration to the course? Is it through a payment confirmation or
You will
do
send
do
me
we
a
need to?
message on this WhatsApp number, right?
Okay,
I will send you the bank detail. You will make the payment. You are registered. That's it.
and there is no concession or discount for the individual in Saudi,
There is
or
regular fee is
can I?
1200. Regular fee is 1200. If you make payment in Saudi bank, you have to pay 1200. If you pay in Pakistani bank, 30% discount.
I'm from India.
Request some Pakistani friend. I'm sure you must have many Pakistani friends.
Sir, in order to pay you in Pakistani account, can we pay from Saudi Arabia or it should be from Pakistani bank?
Both are acceptable. You can send international remittance also, or you can request some friend in Pakistan to make local payment also. Both acceptable.
How long is the training? Is 5 weeks or 6?
3 weeks.
3
Week
weeks.
1, week 2, week 3.
Oh, okay. 3 days a week and then basically nine days. Thank you.
All right.
Here is I have a question regarding the timing.
Yeah.
The Friday timing, it's 5, start from 5 p.m. For some offices here is off time is 7 p.m.
Which country?
Pakistan.
So in Pakistan, this 5 p.m. is Saudi time. So in Pakistan, it will be 7 p.m.
O- Okay, okay.
because in Saudi, Friday is off, right? So
Okay,
even in you are in Pakistan, so it will start from 7.
okay. 7 p.m. But maybe uh, reach the home is half hour
You
there.
can start connect from mobile, and by the time you reach home, you can shift on laptop.
Okay, okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
And for
Assalamu
every
alaikum.
session, there will
Walaikum
be a
salam.
recording.
Yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
For every session, there will be a recording. In case if we miss the session,
Yeah,
that will
but
be recorded and
it
shared.
will be available only for limited time, like 3 days only.
Okay.
That is only because you missed some part. You slept in between. You went to doctor. बेगम ने दही लेने भेज दिया.
For any
Anything
reason,
you
we
can.
could
Yes.
not attend. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम सलाम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू. Yes, वारिस.
सर क्या हाल है, ठीक ठाक?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. जी प्लीज.
तो सर ये पीएमपी जो है ये इसके एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया क्या है बेसिकली?
आप लगता है लेट आए हैं.
असल में सर आपको टाइम था वो 9:30 पे था.
नहीं, 9:30. आप कहाँ से, पाकिस्तान से, इंडिया से हैं?
नहीं, मैं सऊदी अरब से बात कर रहा हूँ. मैं वैसे बेसिकली पाकिस्तान से हूँ, लेकिन मैं जॉब इधर सऊदी अरब में कर
हाँ,
रहा
तो
हूँ.
सऊदी अरब का टाइम तो 7 बजे था मेरा.
लेकिन वो मुझे लिंक आया हुआ तो मैंने उसमें चेक किया तो 9
हाँ,
बजे
कोई बात नहीं. तो
साढ़े
वो
नौ
वो आपको लेट मिला होगा. मैंने ये पूरा डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन किया है. ठीक है. वो काफ़ी लंबी डिस्कशन है, तो वो मेरे लिए पॉसिबल नहीं है कि मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करूं.
नहीं
आप
वो
मुझे मैसेज
वर्जिश
कर
थोड़ी
दीजिएगा, मैं
समझ
आपको
में.
रिकॉर्डिंग भेज दूंगा. आप उसको देख लीजिएगा. ठीक है.
आप मुझे थोड़ी सी शॉर्ट शॉर्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन देते, क्योंकि अभी आप वीडियो भेजेंगे तो उसमें से फिर मेरे को क्वेश्चन होंगे. मैं थोड़े क्वेश्चन थे, मैंने थोड़ा स्टडी किया हुआ था
3
पीएमपी का.
साल का
तो
एक्सपीरियंस होना ज़रूरी है प्रोजेक्ट्स का.
ओके. और प्रोजेक्ट की ये मेगा प्रोजेक्ट हो या किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट हो सकता
डजेंट
है.
मैटर, बड़े हो छोटे हो कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता.
और अगर पीएमपी सर्टिफाइड होने के बाद बेनिफिट्स क्या है, मतलब मेरा एक्सपीरियंस मोर देन 4 इयर्स
ये आप
है.
रिकॉर्डिंग देख लीजिएगा. मेरे लिए पॉसिबल नहीं है कि पूरा 3 घंटे का रिपीट करूं. ठीक है.
नहीं उसमें शॉर्ट शॉर्ट अगर बता दें
नहीं,
तो.
पॉसिबल नहीं है. ये देखें, ये आप कोई जायज़ जायज़ फरमाइश करें तो मैं भी हंसी खुशी, ये थोड़ी सी ज्यादती हो जाएगी कि तो आप आए लेट हैं और ऊपर से कहेंगे रिपीट
नहीं
करें.
असल
ठीक है. आप
असल में
रिकॉर्ड,
मुझे
अगर आप
टाइम.
इंटरेस्टेड हुए ना, सीरियस हुए, आप रिकॉर्डिंग देख लेंगे. ठीक है.
ठीक है, वो मैं व्हाट्सएप पे जिस पे आपने लिंक भेजे उसी पे मैं मैसेज कर दूं.
ये मेरा नंबर है. अब मुझे नहीं पता आपको मैसेज मैंने किया है किसी और ने किया है, मेरे लिए पॉसिबल नहीं है पहचानना यहाँ
ये
से.
व्हाट्सएप वाले नंबर एक मिनट.
सर माजरत के साथ मेरा क्वेश्चन है,
जी जी.
बल्कि क्वेश्चन ये 14 फरवरी का लेक्चर हम आगे पीछे नहीं कर सकते?
कोई कमिटमेंट है आपकी? 14 फरवरी तो मशकूक डेट है यार.
वैलेंटाइन.
मंगेतर से मिलने जाना है.
सॉरी सर, इट्स जस्ट अ जोक, हाँ प्लीज.
नो प्रॉब्लम. देखें, वो इसीलिए रिकॉर्डिंग अवेलेबल है. इन केस हो सकता है आपने डॉक्टर के साथ अपॉइंटमेंट हो, आपने हो सकता है तबलीग पे जाना हो, कुछ भी हो सकता है. तो वो जो है ना डेट से सिर्फ एक एक है, 23rd को था. वो मैंने जो है ना डेट चेंज कर दी क्योंकि पाकिस्तान इंडिया का मैच है 23 को. तो वो तो मैं भी
जी जी
देखूंगा
ठीक
और
है,
बाकी लोग भी देखेंगे, तो इसलिए वो वाला जो है ना मैंने संडे के बजाय थर्सडे का दिया.
जी
तो अगर
ठीक हो
बहुत
गया
सारे
सर, ठीक
लोगों
हो
को
गया.
फ्राइडे 14th को कुछ करना है, तो हमारे पास ये 3 दिन होंगे, इसमें डिस्कस कर लेंगे. अगर करारदाद आई कोई और बहुत सारे लोग कहे जी हम नहीं आ सकते, हमारा बड़ा जरूरी काम है, तो इसको भी आगे पीछे कर लेंगे.
What's the length of the training every day?
ये इसमें लिखिए, दिस इज मेंशनड है. ये इसमें भी है, इसमें भी मेंशनड है और इसमें भी मेंशनड है.
Sir, I have a question.
यस प्लीज.
Sir, I belong from Balochistan and living Khuzdar. Is there any center of exam there in Khuzdar or Balochistan? How we get to know that where the
यार आई एम
centers
श्योर
are?
it must be there in Quetta at least, right? So what you need to do, maybe you can search uh, Pearson VUE. If
Okay,
there
sir.
is a center Pearson VUE, this is an exam center. This is not only for PMP, it will take many other exams also. Maybe TOEFL also, IELTS also, CCNA also, maybe the many other exams. So you have to search Pearson VUE. You will get to know if it is there around you or not. Or when you apply for the exam, after your application is approved, after you have paid the exam fee, then you can search what are the centers available around you or in any city you want to select.
Okay,
So
sir.
this information is available on PMI website also, but after you make the payment, other than that, maybe you can Google Pearson VUE centers. Even if nothing is available, then you can apply for online exams from
Okay,
home.
sir. Sir, is there any restriction of that if there are certain number of people, means 5 or 10, then they will conduct an exam
No.
there?
Or exam center, even one person can go and give the exam, even if there is no other person on that day for PMP exam.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Thank you.
You're
Sir,
welcome.
exam center is matter for this certification or not?
Sorry, your voice is not clear. Come again.
This exam center, even if your exam center is in Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, this matter on certifications or not?
No. Doesn't matter.
Or online?
Exam will remain same regardless you give exam from any area, any city. Exam will remain same.
Oh.
So if you have an exam center in your city, can you still apply for an online exam?
Yes. But as I
Okay.
told you, online exam means from home.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
the exam center is also online. But exam from home is not a good experience. I recommend do not select that option unless and until there is no other option available.
Okay. And why? What's the reason why it is not a good criteria?
Many people fail because of that.
Distraction.
Yes. Distraction, and the invigilator becomes angry and he cancels your exam on very
Oh,
small
someone
things.
is monitoring you while you're giving exam. Okay, right. Okay.
Yes, please. Any other question?
Yeah. So once we complete this course, inshallah, later this month,
Inshallah.
you will be giving the like mock exam before we go for the final one.
Yeah, I will give you practice exams and study material also. So maybe around 2000 questions I will provide you. If you master them, inshallah, likelihood is very high that inshallah, you will pass in first attempt, inshallah.
Will we get some reading books also, reading material, or
Yes, reading books or material
will you
also.
buy something more than what you give us?
Not required. Not required.
So your material is sufficient to go through this exam.
Inshallah, it will be sufficient. But again, it depends because it happens sometimes after, if you say after 1 year, after 2 years, I do not, I cannot say anything. But yes, within next 3 to 6 months, it looks fine to go for the exam on the basis of the material.
That brings another question I had in my mind. How long your training is valid?
See, training has no expiry. As I told you, training has no expiry. Even if someone has taken training 20 years ago, this is still valid.
Okay.
But people forget the concepts or the course changes after every few years, due to which some people, even they have taken the training already, they may need to refresh the knowledge again.
So we don't need to provide a certificate of completion of training to appear for the exam. Is that true?
That part I explained already today.
Well, I
Sir,
joined
I have
late.
a
My
question.
wife sent me to buy yogurt.
हमें भी मौका दे दिया
You can watch through from the recording. Yes, please.
अबूबकर साहब ये जो हमारा 5+ वाला ग्रुप है इसमें अगर 6 बंदे हो जाए तो हमें मिलेंगे ना वो प्रिविलेजेस?
जी 6 बंदे हो जाएं तो सेम फीस रहेगी, वही 480 और साथ प्राइमा मेरा भी मिलेगा, और सारे 6 बंदे वही 480 पे करेंगे.
ये ठीक होगा.
Sir, as you said that training have no expiry, means we have taken all the certifications till now. They will be valid for 60 PDUs after PMP exam, or after PMP exam the certifications will be valid.
सॉरी, आपका क्वेश्चन क्लियर नहीं हुआ मुझे, दोबारा बताइए.
सर, ये अगर हमने अभी तक जो मतलब मैनेजमेंट से जितने भी चीजें ले लिए
एग्जाम
हैं
से पहले जितनी की है ना वो काउंट नहीं होंगे.
काउंट नहीं होंगी। ठीक
एग्जाम के दिन के बाद आपको 60 पीडीयूज चाहिए।
ठीक ठीक है, थैंक
Yeah. Yes, please. Any other question?
Sir, my question is that you are teaching PMP training since quite many years. So I want to know the success rate. Like if you have taught 200 students, let's say how many students have passed and how many have passed in first attempt, passed in second attempt, and how many students have not even cleared from your archives
See,
of study.
there is a majority who, after attending the training, never gave the exam. Right?
Fine.
Out of those people who give the exams and who contact me, inform me. Again, from those people who give the exams, sometimes they do not even contact me after passing the exam. So I never
Right.
know. And yes, when after 3 years their exam PMP expiry date is coming, then they contact me. Right?
Fine, sir.
From those who give the exams and those who inform me, out of those, maybe you can say roughly 80 to 90% passing rate in first attempt.
That's good, sir.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. But again, it's not easy. It needs serious attempt.
Right, sir. Right.
So mostly people at this level who are spending their weekends in attending the training, who are giving the my training is it has a good discount, but exam is still around 2000 plus reals. So that means whoever is spending the time, whoever is spending like 2500 3000 reals on this whole certification, he is serious enough and he does a good study preparation, and out of those mostly people they pass in first attempt, inshallah.
Fine, sir.
Any other question from anyone? Please feel free to ask. English, Urdu, Punjabi, जो मर्जी पूछ लें.
सर माधुर लेकिन एक सवाल है, उसका आप थोड़ा जवाब दे दें, मैं आया लेट हूँ। सर इसका हमारी सीवी पे और हमारी सैलरी पे क्या इफेक्ट होता है आफ्टर
अच्छा
पीएमपी?
अच्छा इफेक्ट होता है. ठीक है.
मतलब
मजीद जानना चाहते हैं तो अपने सर्कल में पूछिए. देखें, मैं आपकी फील्ड का तो नहीं हूं ना, जरूरी तो नहीं. ठीक है. आप मेरे से ना पूछें, मैं तो कंप्यूटर साइंस का बंदा हूँ. हो सकता है आप कंस्ट्रक्शन के हैं, आप सिविल इंजीनियर हो, आप मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर हो. ठीक है.
मैं सिविल इंजीनियर हूँ, तो इस
सिविल
हिसाब
इंजीनियर हैं
से
तो आप अपने सर्कल में पूछिए. आप अपने सीनियर से पूछिए. आप अपने जहाँ जॉब्स देखते हैं उनमें देखिए कि पीएमपी लिखा हुआ है कि नहीं लिखा हुआ. ठीक है. तो मैं आई एम नॉट इन अ गुड पोजीशन टू टेल यू कि कितना फर्क पड़ेगा. हाँ, ये बता सकता हूँ कि डेफिनेटली बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. इवन जॉब सिलेक्शन में या इंटरव्यू शॉर्ट लिस्टिंग में बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. ठीक है. वंस अगेन, मैं आपको ये कन्विंस करने के लिए आज का सेशन या आगे भी नहीं है कि कर लें. ये आपने डिसाइड करना है. मैंने आपको राह दिखानी है और हेल्प करना है. मैंने आपको तैयार नहीं करना कि अल्लाह का वास्ते पीएमपी कर लो. ठीक है.
नहीं सर, आजकल
जो
इसकी
लोग
पीएमपी की बहुत हाई
तैयार
वैल्यू है।
हैं मैं उनको करवाने के लिए पूरी कोशिश करूंगा. ये आपने देखना है कि आपकी लाइफ में, आपकी फील्ड में क्या इसका लोगों को बेनिफिट हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा. ठीक है. वो आपने करना है.
सर ये
मेरे
फोर
मैं वो सौदा बेचने वाला काम नहीं करूंगा कि यार ये कर लो बड़ा फायदा होगा, ये होगा वो होगा. नहीं, आपने
सर ये
अपना
फोर
डिसीजन खुद लेना है. जी प्लीज.
सर ये 480 के हिसाब से, सार के हिसाब से ये कितने बन रहे हैं एक बंदे का, अगर 5+ वाला ग्रुप हो?
यार गूगल पे ट्रांसलेट कर लें. मेरा ख्याल है 73 का रियाल है पाक रुपीज में. तो 73 को 480 से मल्टीप्लाई कर लें.
मैंने कहा वो डिफरेंट चैनल्स के डिफरेंट रेट होते हैं, मैंने कहा आपसे ही पूछ लूं। चले ठीक है, फिर 43 के हिसाब से इसको बना लेते
वो अराउंड 73 इज फाइन. वो यार एक एक आधा रुपया ऊपर नीचे से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. ना आपको कोई फर्क पड़ता है ना मुझे कोई फर्क पड़ता है.
हैं।
ठीक है. वो
बुरा
कोई
लगा
ऐसी इशू
बहुत।
नहीं. ठीक.
जी ठीक है, थैंक यू।
जी, किसी और का कोई क्वेश्चन? अगर कोई जाना चाहे तो जाइए. सिर्फ इस वजह से ना बैठिए कि हम क्वेश्चनिंग कर रहे हैं, डिस्कशंस कर रहे हैं. कोई जाना चाहे तो जा सकते हैं.
सर ये इसकी वैलिडिटी के बारे में पूछना है कि ये वैलिडिटी वाला क्या चक्कर है इसमें 3 साल वाला?
और 3 साल बाद जब ये एक्सपायर हो जाएगा तो फिर मतलब उसकी वो वैल्यू वर्थ नहीं रहती है, और इसके रिन्यू करने का आपने अगर तरीका पहले बताया तो मैंने पहले अटेंड नहीं किया, बता सकते हैं दोबारा?
नहीं, दोबारा नहीं बता सकता मैं। आप रिकॉर्डिंग से
अच्छा,
देख लीजिएगा, लंबी डिस्कशन थी 10-15 मिनट की, आप देख लीजिएगा, ठीक है।
ठीक
देखें,
है, ठीक है।
अगर कोई चीज़ आपने अटेंड कर ली है, उस पे कोई डिटेल का क्वेश्चन है तो मुझे खुशी होगी मैं आपका आंसर करूं। लेकिन अगर आप कहना कि जी मैंने फलां टुकड़ा नहीं सुना, ये नहीं सुना, तो इस तरह से तो लोग आते जाएंगे, हम अगले 3 घंटे मजीद बैठे रहेंगे ऐसे तो। ठीक है। तो वो मेरे साथ भी
ठीक है, ठीक।
ज्यादती है और बाकियों के साथ भी ज्यादती है। ठीक है।
सही है, चलो
आप
ठीक है।
रिकॉर्डिंग से देख लीजिएगा। आप मुझे
ठीक है,
मैसेज कर दीजिएगा, मैं रिकॉर्डिंग शेयर इंशाल्लाह कर दूंगा।
ठीक है।
जी, कोई और क्वेश्चन किसी का हो तो?
सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।
सर ये जो 5 घंटे की ड्यूरेशन रखी है आपने हर
जी जी
क्लास की,
जी जी।
उसको कैसे हजम किया जाए?
कैसे हजम किया जाए, वो तो मुझे मुश्किल होगी बोलने में। ये तो 5 घंटे विद ब्रेक्स भी होता है, नमाज की ब्रेक दरमियान में होती हैं, 2 होती हैं। ठीक है। और ये तो 5 घंटे, हम तो 7.5-8 घंटे फिजिकल भी करते रहे हैं, तो वो उतना इशू नहीं है। वो लगता है कि शायद ये ज़्यादा, जैसे अभी भी हमें तकरीबन 3 घंटे तो हो गए हैं आज। ठीक है। तो वो चूंकि हर कुछ देर बाद एक नया टॉपिक होता है, और जो लोग फील्ड के बंदे हैं उनके लिए इंटरेस्ट का होता है, तो वो मैनेज हो जाता है। ठीक है। शुरू में हो सकता है आपको लग रहा हो, लेकिन इट विल बी इजी इंशाल्लाह।
इंशाल्लाह।
सर ये क्वेश्चन पहले हुआ था, सॉरी मैं उस वक्त अपना ग्रुप बना रहा था। आप इसके लिए हमें पीडीएफ वो बुक्स भी देंगे ना, मतलब डाटा स्टडी
जी
करने के लिए?
जी जी, दूंगा। जी, किसी और का कोई क्वेश्चन? इस सेशन के बाद इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट जो सेशन होगा वो शायद जून या जुलाई में होगा, बड़ी ईद के बाद इंशाल्लाह। If no other question from anyone, can we close the session?
यस सर।
जी ठीक हो गया सर, बहुत शुक्रिया, अल्लाह जज़ाय खैर दे आपके
थैंक यू
टाइम।
वेरी
Amen.
मच।
Amen. Welcome, ji, inshallah.
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
You're welcome.
बहुत
You're
शुक्रिया
welcome.
आपका।
Okay,
Yeah, thank you
see
so
you.
much
You're
for
welcome. You're welcome.
training.
Yeah, thank you, Abu Bakr.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair.
You're welcome. You're welcome.